Hey, what's up guys? Emmanuel from Kuya Adventures. Okay, so I've got some more tips for you guys. Okay, so tip number one. This is more so a comfort tip rather than a shelter tip. But in regards to comfort, in the winter time, it makes sense to warm up by the fire just before going to bed. You increase your body temperature and you'll just be a lot more comfortable. So in the summertime, do the same thing, right? But the other way around. Cool down before you go to bed. Okay, so just before you go to bed would be the best time to wash up and freshen up. Maybe a swim would be the best, but even just a basin and washing your face and wetting your hair would make a big difference to your comfort. Okay, so that's your first tip. Now, the fire tip. Redundancy, guys. It's all about redundancy, and with fire, half the battle is won. Okay, so every time you leave the house, always have at least 2 ways to start fire. Okay, I have 3. I have my big lighter in my pocket. I also have a fire steel on my EDC, and I have a magnifying glass in my wallet. That'll be my tip, guys. Redundancy. Okay, so for water, when I first started getting into survival, I learned that bringing water to a boil will basically kill all pathogens in the water. Okay, just bringing it to a boil. But since then, they say to go to 2 minutes, 3 minutes, some even say 5 minutes. I recommend 2. I think 2 would be the safest way to go, and you wouldn't be wasting any fuel. Okay, so 2 minutes to boil your water. Okay, so my tip for food. Lollies. Okay, these are Mentos. I recommend lollies for your adventures because your brain basically needs glucose to complete high tasks or complex tasks like hunting. Okay, and lollies are small, cheap, packed full of glucose, sugar, and I recommend that in your kit. Okay, so sugar. Okay, so a tip for navigation. Navigation, I'd say track the sun. Okay, so as soon as you reach your destination, try to follow where the sun's going. Obviously, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So if you track the sun on your adventures, you'll have your bearings most of the time. First aid. Okay, so for first aid, I recommend compression bandages. Okay, not just because I'm in Australia and snake bites are a real threat, but because compression bandages are very, very useful. You can treat all sorts of wounds with compression bandages, and for the obvious, of course, brakes. Okay, so for my tip for signaling, I think it's very important to have sufficient battery for adventures, and I recommend to always use power banks and plenty of them. Okay, they don't weigh that much really, and it's a small price to pay to have the ability to communicate all the time.